Lawmakers in the state of Tennessee send a bill to the governor's desk with the hopes that it will reduce human trafficking in the state.
We've told you about this bill before. The link at the Ink of Hope Act, that is, would require more action from tattoo artists and shops in identifying signs of human trafficking, specifically tattoos or other branding that might mark someone as a trafficking victim.
TBI data shows a measured decrease in trafficking calls and tips over the last 5 years. With this decrease, we're asking what this means from a law enforcement perspective.
News Channel 9's Meg Doyle joins us now to tell us more about this. Meg.
Josh, Kim, the TBI tells me that the decrease in calls and tips is not necessarily a good thing because more tips means more potential arrests. But with this bill, they hope it will increase awareness about human trafficking even more so these traffickers stay off Tennessee streets.
We want people to call in.
TBI data shows the amount of arrests made for human traffickers has almost doubled since 2022.
We're able to be very proactive when we can be very proactive as opposed to reactive, like off tips and leads.
Sequatchie County Sheriff Phillips says these cases pop up in our area time to time.
You're actually much more likely to see these sex trafficking brothel type situations in a rural setting.
And the more education available, the better.
How many people do these victims go around and no one ever thinks really anything about it?
Street Hope TN is the only nonprofit in East Tennessee with a safe house for child trafficking survivors.
It's something that's happening in our very own communities, in our schools, and so we have to continue to educate ourselves.
April Timko, executive director, says trafficking victims being tattooed or branded is common.
The predator is really taking ownership of that child, of that woman. So of course it's one of the ways that they start truly feeling victimized.
The bill also protects tattoo artists so they are not held liable for deciding to or not to report suspected trafficking. Seth Jordan has been a tattoo artist for about 20 years and thinks that will entice more people to speak up.
It definitely helps to have a little bit of somebody else looking out for us.
With the hope to end human trafficking altogether.
The end goal of it all, right, is to make sure that we're all informed and we're making great decisions.
If Governor Lee signs off on this, the Ink of Hope Act will go into effect on January 1st of 2026. Tennessee would be the first state to formalize this kind of training program. Josh.
Meg, thank you. TBI data from the last 8 years shows the type of trafficking with the least number of victims is labor.